As an influencer or creator, you probably feel like you have to share every little thing with your audience, or maybe you feel that overwhelming pressure to be on all the time, right? Well, that's what I kind of want to talk about in today's video. I want to talk about boundaries for you guys, the creators, how to set them, what they look like. Because here's the thing, you are basically living your lives online for the world to see. But with that, it can come with a lot of pressure as well as mental anguish. So I think by having strong boundaries and setting them up as a creator, it's going to protect you. Now, before I go ahead and share some strong tips and actions you guys can apply today, make sure you subscribe to our channel if you're interested in all things influencer, creator, economy, and more. So boundaries are necessary, right? They're gonna help you maybe check your phone less often, feel less stressed out, feel less competitive, like you have to keep up with everyone. So creating boundaries just in general are gonna help you feel overall less stressed out, maybe checking your notifications less, a little bit less keeping up with everyone. And really the biggest thing here is it's gonna help you differentiate between your public life and your personal life. So let's start there. So your personal life and your public life do not always have to be the same. People often get stressed out with being authentic online, and that makes them feel like they have to share every single thing that's going on. But that is not true. First of all, remember, you're the boss, right? You're online, you're building your own businesses, and no one should be telling you what to do. You need to kind of learn to trust your business intuition and your gut. And you don't have to share everything. As someone who works with hundreds of creators a week, I'm always talking to them. I think one of the biggest things, and the ones that are doing this professionally, they have learned to set, a tone and a boundary around what's their personal life, right? And what's their public life. And that does not necessarily mean that you need to share all aspects of your personal life with your audience, right? You want to share as much as you're comfortable sharing with. You don't owe anything to anyone. And I know that may sound a little harsh, but sometimes creators, especially the ones that are doing this full time and they're always getting people messaging them, it gets overwhelming. You don't have to tell things that you don't feel comfortable with. And also from a safety perspective, sharing your location, sharing your kids, even as small as posting your kid in a school uniform, right? There's some things that you just may decide as a influencer or creator that are just offline. They are not going to be posted. And feel just to keep you guys safe as well, it's important that you guys know that from the get. It's better to be intentional about what you post. And someone once recently told me, they're yeah, I don't want to share everything. I want to have a piece of this, just for myself, just almost to feel like it's mine, right? So just giving you guys permission to know that you don't owe anyone everything and you don't need to be posting anything you're not comfortable with. I was actually talking to one of my close friends. She's a pretty big influencer, and she was Nina, imagine 100,000 people having your phone number. She's that's how many people have access to me in the DMs. And if I don't write them back, and if I don't do this, she's it's stressful. It makes me sad. She's I've had followers that are claiming that now you're too big for me. Oh, you don't respond to your DM. And she's that really messes with me because obviously I wish I could get back to every single person. So when I had this talk with her as a friend, I was okay, so what are some things that we could do? Could we create some sort of evergreen resources so that anytime someone asks you about a specific trip, you send them, to this blog post, or they ask you for something specific that they always come back to you for? Can we send them to something that already exists that basically will answer that? Another thing we came up with was okay, can we set some sort of automated message? So whenever a new follower comes, they're going to get this automated message. And maybe you say, due to the volume of messages I receive daily, I can only get back, I do my best to get back to everyone, but if you need, to contact me, please email so-and-so, right? So it's setting up these little systems. So actually, let me go ahead and share my screen because Instagram makes it so that you guys can do this. They have it so that you guys are able to do this. So once you go here and you go I went under business, there's frequently asked questions and saved replies. So as you see, I have ours on. So there, it pops up. If people have questions, they can go ahead and click. And also saved replies, right? So that way, if I have, again, questions that always come through the door that people are always asking me, I can go ahead and send them a saved reply. Or maybe even you have an FAQ section, not even just on Instagram, but on your blog that you're thanks so much for sending this. And then, you go ahead and send them somewhere else. These are little tweaks, guys, that as you grow as a creator, you're going to want to set up because it's going to protect you, protect your energy, right? Because as you grow in followers or even just in demand, you will see that this becomes a full-time job. Also, part of boundary setting, right? And setting that sort of space between you and your followers potentially, if you feel a little overwhelmed, is get help. You can also hire someone, potentially an assistant or someone that can help you navigate these DMs to, again, kind of keep you safe, protect your energy. A big part of setting boundaries is so that you yourself can also disconnect. Because again, having to feel like you're on all the time, I'm just not even sure what that would even do to someone's like nervous system. We all need time to just kind of like deregulate and like not get super hyped up on all the stress and all the dopamine that social gives us, right? So set times to disconnect. I know creators that do like technology-free Tuesdays, right? Or screen-free Sunday. Like maybe it's not as extreme, but if you can just take a day off where you're not posting, you're not on, that also will kind of help you in being able to disconnect. Also, obviously, social media, as well as lots of phones nowadays, have screen limits. You can set those screen limits. Again, it's enforcing a boundary saying like, I am not going to be spending more idle time on social. It stresses me. It makes me feel, maybe unworthy or unequal or whatever. Maybe that may be something that, comes to you or increases your imposter syndrome. Set those daily limits. They're there for a reason. Now, a tip that I love is having a work phone. So if you are a creator and you are, again, working from your phone, but you're also dealing with your family and talking to your friends and using it as a calculator and all the things, by just having a separate phone that is like, this is my work phone. This is where social lives. This is where my work emails are. This is where I'm going to shoot my content. And then this is my personal phone. I know it feels a little strange, but if you're getting to that level that you need to like separate, you absolutely should, because it is going to help you immensely with your own mental health. And lastly, one of the boundaries that like I was telling a creator the other day, the one that I was on the phone with, who was telling me about like her DMs, I'm like, just remove people, block them. There's nothing wrong with blocking someone that, again, comes into your zone and makes you feel uncomfortable in your own house. So feel free to use that little block when you feel it is necessary. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about today's video. If you're interested in topics like these to help you guys navigate the creator economy, as always, we are here for you, and I would love to hear what you think in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video.